Well, for me these days, generally a ginger tea, if I'm not already asleep. But back when I used to be a little crazier at 2 a.m., it was probably about a month after I'd moved here, and I was just DJing some local bars. I won't say which one in case I get in trouble. But I got a call from the owner of this bar, and he said, there's been a special request for you tonight. It's a famous client, and they want you to come in and play their album, their sort of friends and family album launch. And he wouldn't tell me who it was. So I thought, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. I've only been here a few weeks. You know, some famous person wants me to DJ. That's awesome. Lucky I asked and lucky I pressed, because I found out it was Drake. And it was when he dropped If You're Reading This, It's Too Late. So I turned up that night and I started DJing, and he turned up with his friends and family, and there was a couple of other artists there. The Weeknd was there, and they were really cool guys. We ended up partying till quite late in the night, and I remember having this really cool moment where I thought, my God, I'm really in LA now, as I had Drake standing here and The Weeknd standing here, and they were smoking a joint, and one of them passed it to me, and I thought, when Drake and The Weeknd want to smoke weed with you, you better smoke weed. So I took a hit. That was a huge mistake. I definitely should not have done that. I cannot handle weed, and I ended up having to excuse myself and go and sit outside for a few minutes until the room stopped spinning. But apart from that, it was a great night and a pretty cool introduction to LA. Yeah, so this is kind of a long story. My background is as a model, and I did used to be a TV host, which at the time was my dream job. I was casting this TV show when I was 20 or 21, and I actually was diagnosed with a brain tumor on my 22nd birthday. So I had to give up my TV career because I was hosting a live show, and I was unable to work for a period of time, and that's when I taught myself to DJ as a distraction. And never in a million years did I think it was going to be my career. I was flat out convinced it was just a great hobby that I enjoyed, but you know, I started getting offered gig after gig, and it snowballed, and I realized that I was absolutely in love with it, and that was the end. Now I'm a DJ. Music is everything to me. I think my earliest memory of falling in love with music was, I think my mom took me to a CD store or something, because that's what it was back then. And I bought, my first ever single was Coolio, Gangsta's Paradise. From, you know, the minute that I started getting into music, it became such a huge part of my life. I remember being a teenager and sleeping with trance music on in the background, and it became kind of a form of meditation to me. So yeah, I don't know, it's always been such a huge part of my life, and really now that I look back, it's no surprise that I ended up in the music industry at all. My process for selecting my music is very much based on my own personal taste. Fortunately for me, my personal taste is quite commercial and mainstream, so and that's in line with what most people want to hear. But yeah, basically what I do is I follow a bunch of Spotify playlists, because I find that that's a really great way to stay on top of what's being released as it comes out, you know, and staying current. But I also use record pools, and my process there is I go through these DJ record pools, which are basically these membership websites that provide promo records for DJs. And I will literally sit there for hours and just listen to the first, 10, 20 seconds of each record and just download the ones that I like. As far as putting my signature stamp on my sets, I do produce music, so I make a lot of my own edits, and that's how I kind of add my own flavor. WAP. WAP is the best song ever. I've not heard a song like WAP in a while. What don't I like about WAP? WAP is just the greatest song. How can you not like WAP? No, I mean, look, I'm a female artist, so first and foremost, it's two very strong, talented women. But it's just really cleverly written. The beat is catchy. It's dirty. It, you know, brings out my inner toxic self. It's great. I just really enjoy it. My favorite city for nightlife, I've got a couple, but I would say top of the list would have to be Miami. And my favorite place to play there would have to be 11. How can you go past 11? It never closes. So of course DJs love 11. I remember having a moment in Vegas where I probably partied a little too hard the night before. And I think I was playing 2 or 3 shows there that weekend. Did too many shots the night before. Turned up to play Tao Beach Club and plugged my laptop in, hit play on the first song, and then went to mix in the second song and dropped it on top of the first song on my Serato. And at the same time, scrambled to fix it and ended up tripping and shutting the entire thing off altogether. And it took me probably 3-4 minutes to fix it. It was a disaster. That's probably the worst one, I'd say. There have been a couple of not as serious situations like that have happened, but that was the worst. You get booed, it's not fun. I do have a dream collaboration, and it's not going to be what you expect. Hans Zimmer, because he's a genius. I saw him at Coachella a couple of years ago. The guy's an absolute beast. Do you like films? Yeah, I mean, who doesn't love a good Hans Zimmer song over a film?